literally that one night started the ball rolling. And that's why I've said several times, like, Jesus was my savior, and then my kids became my real savior. And eventually, obviously, you have to kind of save yourself. That began a 3-year journey, which I would have said 80% of it would never have landed in atheism. That would have still been an off the table option. And I was studying things such as the ancient mythology, the Greco-Roman mystery cults, some of the stuff with Dennis MacDonald's work with the Homeric epics being woven into the Gospels, a lot of work on Enoch. And it was just, all of it could have probably deconverted me earlier, but it was a 3-year process. And I just kept on thinking, I'm missing something. It was funny because the missing something was never, well, you could be that your God's not real. That was not part of my, like, where you're going to land
Yeah,
here.
don't
It
go
was like,
there.
don't go. Well, it wasn't even like I was thinking, don't go there. I was just like, my mind, it was not an option. It wasn't on the table.
Hmm.
And somehow, some way, slowly, step by step, I described as like if your worldview structure is a set of dominoes stacked up. For those 3 years, the dominoes were a mile away. And little did I know, I was taking micro steps and I could have kicked as hard as I wanted to for those 3 years. I wasn't close enough. And somehow I took those little millimeter steps and something happened. And I remember watching a conversation on YouTube with Ricky Gervais and Richard Dawkins, where they're talking about the Bible. And Richard Dawkins asks something very generic, like, "What do you think about the Bible?" And before Ricky Gervais gets really into the depth of it, he's like, "Well, it's obviously just a human book." And that wasn't really where he was going with a bigger answer. But as soon as he said that, it was like I probably paused it in real life or paused it in my head. It's like, it's just a human book. I mean to tell you, it was like shockwaves, like, it's just a human book. And again, those 3 years, just sort of like if someone near you is slowly sick and dying, when it finally happens, you're like, you're really sad, but you were kind of grieving for those 3 years. So I was grieving the death of Christianity for 3 years without knowing it. And something happened. It was a Saturday morning, the end of September 2019, sitting at my computer, and I just started saying to myself, I don't know how to put this together. Like, what is the answer? And a voice, it was like a voice inside me spoke. And it was like the other side of my personality as we're coming out. And literally, it was like a drum beat, like that jungle drum beat that gets louder and louder, like they're going to get you. And the voice was saying, say the words, say it.